Hola, I'm Riza, and today I'm going to show you how I made this drawing of a dress into a dress. So I made this dress, and then I did this drawing, but I did draw it out beforehand. I just didn't want to go through it, so I decided to draw a whole new drawing. And I wanted to illustrate how I kind of inspired this dress from my D&D character that I made. I basically made her dress, but a lot more simpler and all red, because I feel like the blue and the red really clash and wouldn't look that nice as like a regular outfit. While redrawing her a lot, I realized that I probably made the sleeve cuffs, whatever those things are called, blue, because that way it separates the dress from her skin. So that's what I'm going with. I think that's why I made it blue. I mainly just wanted mid-sleeve puffy sleeves, basically, because I really like puffy sleeves on like anything. So I knew that I wanted puffy sleeves, and then the rest of it to be dress. I went with a square neckline. I know words. And I just think that looks really nice with the other really simple elements of it. This is the first garment I've ever made, and it turned out pretty well. So here you can see that I tried to follow a tutorial. I don't remember which one I did, because this was like months ago. I followed this tutorial to get the bodice, that's what it's called, yeah. And I put it on this paper that really rolled up, as you can see, which probably wasn't a good idea, but I mean, it worked, and then I transferred it to like some other paper. Anyway, first step of any sewing project is doing a ton of ironing, so I ironed out all my material, which was this nice like soft flannel. I think it was flannel. I need to get better at things. But this was the bodice pattern that I basically came up with. All the triangles are called darts, where you basically sew them and then they gave the like garment more shape. So I'm learning stuff, because this is all like basic sewing stuff. I've mainly only made plushies before this, so this is clothing, yeah. So here you can see I folded up to get the square neckline I wanted, the white pattern I had, and then I'm just going to outline it and then cut around it, and then you can see the little triangle thing for the dart where I'm gonna squeeze that together and sew it. Yeah. And yeah, here's me cutting it. Yeah. It is cutting. Yeah. The measurements didn't turn out perfectly, but I also think that it might have turned out perfectly for the one that I used, so it's just some experimenting. From watching more sewing videos, I realized there's a lot of different ways to like get measurements for a bodice, so I'll have to try that out in like for future reference. But for my first garment, this turned out pretty well. I did make a belt to like cinch it in more though, so you'll see that at the end. Yeah, I turn it inside out. Well, having trouble. There we go. I did film this on my phone. I actually got a new phone since filming this, so the bad quality. It fine. iPhone. It perfectly fine. Anyway, yeah, and now I'm just gonna sew it up. Had to sew there, and I had to pull out my Hello Kitty sewing machine. That's useless. It's not useless. It did what it needed to. Anyway, weird sewing machine stuff. Anyway, so this is the back pattern, which also has darts in it to help shape it, again, like what they're supposed to do. And then I put a zipper, at the main back part, the part that doesn't have the sleeve. I'm really bad at explaining things. This is not really a tutorial. So here's the circle skirt. So I did a circle skirt, so one piece is the full half circle, and then I have two half quarter circles. And then I put pocket things in between, and then I sewed them together. Go look up an actual tutorial if you want to know how to do it, because I'm bad at explaining things. But here I sewed all the bodice pieces together, and then you can see the skirt, and then I have these two pockets right there. And that's like the inside out of the pocket. And yeah, there's the darts of like the back, and I sewed those together. Oh, and hemming this was hell, by the way. The little, what you sew to hide all the raw edges at the bottom of the dress, I completely messed up and had to redo it. So yeah, I'm bad. And this turned out really well, especially since it's my first sewing project. So these are the sleeves, And what I did, I actually don't, I remember that this was really hard, and because it was really hard, that's probably why I don't remember exactly how I did it, but you basically gather up the sleeve to make it all puffy, and then you attach it to the not waistband, arm cuff thingy. But yeah, I remember this was super hard for me to do. I remember I had a lot of trouble with it, but it's all gone now. I can't remember it, because, you forget trauma like that. Anyway. It probably wasn't that bad. I don't remember. This, like I said, I'm making this months ago. Anyway, here's the back of the dress with the really bad zipper. I installed the zipper wrong, but it's fine. It still works. And then the front of it. And then here's me with my weird drawing faces. Ignore how weird they look. And me doing different poses. My hands in the pockets. So yeah, I really like it. Obviously the little belt that I have on, isn't actually sewn in the dress. I don't know how those sort of things get attached to the dress. That's something I might need to research. But yeah, I just tied it around my waist because it fits pretty well, but not perfectly, but that's fine. Anyway, I wonder what I'll sew next. Teaser.